So I've gone ahead and put some context in. I'll actually delete these walls over here so you can kind of see what's going on. So I made a floor plane. These are all 10 feet apart, some kind of an opening just to indicate where you'd enter the ramp. But this is just to give a context for this whole thing. These are returns on the ramp for where the cars would be coming up to it. Just trying to explain a little bit what I've done here. I think the thing I'd like to just finish up is some diagonal bracing. Something, even though we're tied between these two structures, we'll make a little piece of diagonal bracing. And we're also I'll make a fill for this panel that's a little bit unique. So let's go ahead and edit that family. And what we'll do is we'll take that outline, the reference points, and we'll go ahead and create a solid form for that. And it'll be a flat form, the panel fill. And we're going to give that a material quality. So I'm going to go ahead and select it and go to material. I'm going to make a new material. And we'll rename it right away. Panel finish. I'll go to the appearance palette. I'll give it some kind of color. Let's give it some kind of a, I don't know, like a bronzy look. But I mean, the important thing here is what we want to do is we want to experiment with this idea of doing a cutout. So I'm going to open up a pattern that I've used before. If I can find it here quickly. Get out to my desktop. And it's a Voronoi pattern. And I'm going to go ahead and edit that, make it a little bit larger. So down here I'll make it 15 feet instead of 1 foot. And I'll apply that. And it doesn't look like that appears on the panel right away. So I'm going to load that into a project, which would be not the mock-up, but the shape nodes. And we'll overwrite the existing. And we'll look at this in a 3D view. And there we have a pattern on that surface. And we'll go ahead and load that into our actual family, or excuse me, our project environment. And we'll go ahead and overwrite with that. That's where we get the, probably I wasn't being particular about my edit route. I should have gone in probably through the root element. Now once it's got the issue of all the subcomponents. And let's take a look at that in the 3D view. So there we have a, it's actually, to me, that's a little bit large, but that's a quick way to just illustrate the concept. You could still see the frames. So the next thing we want to do is look at adding a bracing element. So let's go ahead and turn this to this orientation here. And we're going to make a new adaptive component. A new family, generic adaptive. And this is very simple. This is just 2 points to make a brace. So I'll put 2 points in. I don't actually really care where they are. And we're going to make those adaptive right away. We're going to put a reference line between them and a reference point on them. And I'll just spin this around for a little better orientation. I'm going to set the construction plane, and we'll make a tubular shape, and not huge like that. Let's make it 2 inches, which will be 4 inches in diameter. And I'll take that and the reference line, create a solid form. I'm going to give this a new materiality, so I'm going to select the whole thing and create a new material that'll be blue. And we'll give it a blue color. And we'll save that with a name in our file folder. Save it as a family. And we've got to go back to parking facade. And this will be called the brace. And we'll save that. And then we'll load that into the project. And we don't want to put it into the project environment, excuse me. We want to put it into the basic shape. Be a little bit easier to work on, I think. Let's go to a 3D view with it. And what I'll do is I'll just turn this off for a minute. We'll go to no pattern. And we'll just throw some bracing in. So we'll go grab the component. And this actually could be done at either level. It could be done out at the oops, that looks screwy. I'm going to stop that one. I don't know what I hit there. I'm going to keep putting them in. I must have missed. It's a little mistriggering there. Turn this on a little more of an angle. And we should probably do some kind of bracing here on those nodes. And this can be anything you want to cook up. As long as it's triangulated. It's not I'm really having a double of time with that. I won't actually waste your time on that part of the construction. So let's go back, throw this on. Let's go back to a panel system on there. Let's save that. Load that back into the project. This time we want to go into the project environment, and it's our parking mock-up. So I'll make a few modifications to this, and I'll prepare it. I'll finish in some bracing elements, and I'll I really don't like the pattern I put on there. And then I'll start to build it up for a presentation document, and we'll pick up once I've fixed some of my errors here. So we'll catch back shortly.